Well, hey everyone, welcome to Next Steps Online. Thank you so much for taking a minute to join us. For the next few minutes, we're going to share a little bit with you about Global Leadership Summit, some of our takeaways and learnings from that, as well as what's coming up for Next Steps Online over the next few months for you. But first, let me introduce you to these two gentlemen next to me. This is Nate. Nate is from Heartland, and we'll talk a little bit more in a minute, but you guys have been involved with GLS for a couple of years.
We have. We're excited to not only have a Murray location, but Paducah location, and continue to see leaders get better, yeah.
And both of those locations are made possible because our joint partnerships with Roy Riley and the folks over at Peel and Holland. Roy, we appreciate you being a part of it.
Well, Matt, we're just excited to bring GLS to West Kentucky. Appreciate Nate in Paducah, Matt here in Murray. It was you that introduced me to GLS about 4 years ago, and I'll be forever thankful for that.
Well, I think one of the things that we all have in common is we're for our communities.
Absolutely.
We want to see our communities thrive, and what we all know is everything rises and falls on leadership. When the leader gets better, everyone wins. And so that's been the heartbeat behind us here in Murray at Journey Church investing in this, and I know, Roy, the same for you, and Nate, for you guys at Paducah, it's the same thing. You recognize that as leaders get better, the entire community prospers as a result.
It is. It's a natural ripple effect throughout the whole community. And leaders are always either getting better or not getting better. And we wanted to be able to invest in that first part. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so Global Leadership Summit is like an anchor event for us once a year. This year was a little different because it was virtual, but still some great content. But this Next Steps that we do, Roy, is additional to that, and it's because we want to dive a little deeper and have ongoing development. Can you talk a little bit about Next Steps and the value of it?
Sure, Matt. We brought Next Steps to Murray 3 years ago I guess,
right,
as a follow-up to GLS. As you were saying, Matt, it was a way for us as leaders to continue to unpack the content we were hearing and really challenging each other, challenging ourselves. How do we continue to improve as leaders? So we'd take a topic that was really popular from GLS. We would bring local speakers to that, either have a panel discussion or a speaker, but as much as anything, giving our opportunity for conversations among leaders so that leaders can push each other to get better, share ideas with each other. Obviously, that format has changed a lot this last few months,
right,
just like the world has changed a lot. Well, we ran Next Steps in Murray for 2 years in on-site sessions. We did Paducah last year, full year of on-site sessions. This spring, obviously, we had to go virtual and go digital. We anticipate that being that way at least the next 6 months. So we're introducing you all today to what Next Steps is going to look like over the next 6 months in this virtual format, because we need to continue to get better and improve as leaders every day.
And there's some advantages to doing it virtually. There's some disadvantages, but one of the advantages is we're able to dive in a little more frequently in terms of providing some great leadership content and some learning from local leaders in our area. And so we're going to be doing this once a month.
Once a month. Our past on-site sessions have been an hour and a half in length that include lunch. Obviously, lunch won't be included virtually.
It's on you.
That's
right.
We're actually shrinking these down to about 20-minute
Yep.
sets of content where we may unpack the content over a session or two, but make it quicker hits for our leaders to watch over time.
Yeah, and I
Catch
think,
it on lunch break.
absolutely, and I think it's impactful, Nate. What we've both seen is when we hear from local leaders, particularly how they're taking these ideas and applying them,
Yes.
that makes a difference. It makes it relevant. It helps give some handles to all of us who are trying to learn and grow.
Well, to that last point, the last Next Steps we had on Paducah's campus, I've heard from multiple business leaders how it was the best one we've done. Just the topic of navigating conflict and having Gretchen there speaking was very good. And being able to provide continued content so leaders can continue to get better. It's
Absolutely.
good. Yeah.
So these Next Steps Online are going to be the third Tuesday of every month. They're going to be released on Facebook. And our next one coming up is September 15th. Nate, you want to tell them a little bit about the topic for that and some of the other topics coming up?
Yeah, we're going to be doing the first one on leadership pace, and our pace has been a lot different over the last few months. We've had to adjust it, deal with change,
No doubt.
and it's important. Mike Todd spoke on that at GLS. He never used the word burnout, but really that's what he was talking about, avoiding burnout. And it happens in ministry, it happens in business, so we're going to hit that one first. Some other things we're looking at, guys, is navigating change and dealing with change. How do we do that as leaders of
That's
organizations?
probably not relevant right now.
Not at all,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, nobody's facing that.
Yeah. Look at leading through the dip. Craig Rochelle's good at that one, and
Yes.
hitting that topic. That may be a few different sessions. Morale and routine. What does it look like to build those things,
Yeah.
guys? And that's been different, right, in the business world, Roy. Right now, how do you do
Absolutely.
that when your employees are at a distance, your clients are not, coming in the office?
And they don't necessarily know what tomorrow will hold,
Yeah,
right? Not
absolutely.
only for business, but each one of our business,
Sure.
our team members, they're dealing with kids at home. Am I going to school? Am I not going to school? Things change at such a rapid pace.
That's right.
Like never before. So
Yeah,
change
hour
is
by
certainly a huge opportunity.
Yeah. And we're probably going to hit on racial injustice as well, and tackling that from a business perspective. Really looking forward to that one. It's such a needed topic. And how do we bring that into the life of practically everyday life? So,
Well, I love that, Nate, because so many of us are seeing the racial issues that are coming to the surface again in our country, and we want to make a difference. We want to be involved in moving things forward, but figuring out practically what that looks like as a business leader can be challenging, so I'm excited for us
Yeah.
to dive into that. Roy,
Absolutely.
before we wrap up, just a little bit from you as a business leader. What are some of the things you're processing right now? And as you're looking forward over the next few months, for you personally and for other business leaders and organizational leaders, why is growth so valuable at this moment for them?
Well, there's never been a more important time as leaders, right, of any organization, whether you're a nonprofit, whether you're a church, whether you're a business. There's never been a more important or more challenging time to
No
be in
doubt.
leadership. When you hear people like former President George W. Bush talking at GLS and talking about, this period of time being as difficult as any he's ever seen. You heard, Craig Rochelle, you heard others just talk about how unique these opportunities are.
Yes.
Opportunities, challenges,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
How unique these times are. Well, it's never been more important to be a great leader, and we need each other's support.
No
because
doubt.
I don't get it right every day. Matt, Nate,
Nope.
I know you all don't get it right every day, but when you've got a group that can work around you, build around you, support around you, and bounce ideas off together, bring this content down at the local level, it'll help us all improve and get better.
Well, and here's the secret that no leader really wants to talk about, but it's true. We're all leading through uncertainty, and we're all making it up as we go along. We
right.
can all admit that, right? And there's no playbook here for how to navigate through this.
That's exactly right.
Everybody's looking to us for some clarity, and we're trying to provide clarity in the middle of uncertainty where we're not sure what's going to happen
that's
next.
right.
That takes a unique skill set, and to your point, Roy, I think the more we can grow as leaders, the better it is, not just for our teams, but the better it is for our communities, and that's what we care about.
And we can't do it alone. I mean, to what you said earlier, I mean, we all get it wrong, and we look to each other, and if we are all continuing to grow, we can all grow together and
Absolutely.
learn from each other.
And that's the value, even doing it online, that's the value of this Next Steps community.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Matt, one of the things that really struck me about being online, while we hated to get away from the in-person, the networking that happens, what I have enjoyed about online is I can go back and rewatch things a lot easier.
Absolutely.
I can share it with my team.
Yeah.
I can, I've already got 3 or 4 sessions coming out of GLS that I've got a list of who I will want to rewatch those sessions with.
Yeah.
Great opportunity with Next Steps. And I talk a lot through this process, or my team will laugh when they hear this, about making lemonade out of lemons.
Yep.
Right? We're all
Yep.
dealt lemons every day, but how do we make the most of that? How do we take the change that in the challenges that we've been dealt and make the most of it? And see this is a great opportunity for Next Steps.
Well, personal growth is really not that complicated. You need a plan of what you need to know, and you need people who are going to help you grow. That's what we're trying to provide you. So put it on your calendar, September 15th. Join us. Nate's going to be doing an interview with a local business leader. We'll be talking about leadership pace, which is something relevant to all of us right now. We can't wait to see you then. And until then, keep growing, because when a leader gets better, everybody wins.
That's right.